Actually, let me try that. Let's try this again because I had my mic turned off. And welcome to another Sunday. Well, that's the thing is the Yeti Nano is picking up the Plantronics I had push to talk turned off. So I'm not sure what's going on. So out there in YouTube land, do you hear an echo, or is anybody out there even? I know there were some people out there earlier. Or is all our audio 5x5 this time? Is there anybody out there? Just because I'm going to do this again. Yeah, I just brought it up for a second too. Cool. That means we actually got this thing set up and running without any issues. And Mark is now moving because he was frozen earlier. Cool. Thanks, GB. So I see Mark is doing the escape pod decals, and those are the stickers, right, Mark? And Donnie said something about digging through what's his styrene to figure out what he's doing today. What are you working on today, Donnie? Cool. And I am still working on the space shuttle. I do have to say, it's the last time I use a spray can, rattle can for decal bonding or set because it chewed up some of the decals. Yeah, and I've well, fortunately, it didn't do that much damage. The most really visible damage is on the red ones up here, and I realized this morning I left some decals off, but it is what it is. I might I might take no, probably not, because I'll never get that straight. I was going to say I might take a red Sharpie and try and do that red line, but no. And a lot of the other damage to the decals is in the center here where you're not going to be able to see anyway. And this, what's funny is this, except for these four red lines which go at the bottom, are going to be the unused decals for this kit. Since I have I have the Warbird, yeah. Hopefully they will. Yeah. Hopefully they'll work well for me. And look, the shop is still clean. This no, it says no audio on. Hang on. GB said no audio on Enterprise guy. I think I know what that is. Okay, try saying something now, Mark.
Okay, what am I? I'm saying something now.
Okay, GB, you should be able to hear him now. I think I know what the problem was, and I had my desktop audio off earlier because it was showing the music twice.
Can't shouldn't have been able to hear me either.
Yeah, GB, do you hear anybody besides me? That's yes, it's good. Perfect. I think this is a record, guys. Let me see, what's it say?
We have the audio working and we're about halfway through the stream.
Yes, according to the audio is working, and according to Discord, or not Discord, OBS, we've been live for 15 minutes, and I started it at 10 till, so it took 5 minutes. Yay! Hey, Leprechaun, welcome. So, let me do my last decals on the boosters. And you guys would be proud of me. I changed my decal water finally. So as I was saying to Mark, I did some work yesterday on the X-Wing because I got the failed LED in and replaced.
Yeah, I saw that on Discord. You were talking about it.
Yeah, oh, I am just so ecstatic about how that thing works now. Because anybody who watched the stream when I put it together that one time and then found out after the stream that you have to have the power plug from issue 74 installed before the testing the electrics in issue 72 will work. But no, after I got it all put back together and that LED in there, it is beautiful. Because I had a gap between the wings when they were closed without the electrics being turned on. And now it closes tight and just holds together.
That's good.
Yeah, I am looking forward to working on that thing on Tuesday. One thing about these decals, I'm actually almost surprised that the paint or the clear coat did damage them, because these are some tough decals.
Are they?
Yeah. I mean, they don't feel really thick, but they take forever to come free from the paper. So it's taking it a long time to soak through the paper, and they're really pretty. Really pretty
Noticed
sturdy.
that on a lot of Revell decals.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
It was that way when I built the Revell Corsair. Those decals had to soak forever before they would come off the paper.
So Leprechaun's asking if there's a company that sells decals for old monogram battleship or Battlestar model, the old monogram Battlestar models.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Hard to say. You'd have to kind of look it up.
Yeah, I don't know that there is one, but I'm pretty sure somebody out there has done them at some point.
Yeah.
I don't if they're still in business, because I haven't seen anything from them for a while. A Creations might have done something.
Another thing you could do is probably, if you have them, is scan them and then print your own. That way you've got a good color match.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I haven't done it yet, but I do have the decal paper.
Well, I like making my own decals.
You said you do like?
Yeah.
I haven't done it yet, but when we saw the Cricut for sale at Joann's the other day, we came home, we talked about it, saw it on sale on the website, and said, yeah, we need one.
Yeah, that was a good deal.
I make a lot of decals like when I'm painting miniatures.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got a wizard that's holding a spell book open, I'll make a little decal for the pages of the spell book, stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. I take it you do that on white paper or white decal paper or clear?
Usually clear. Because I'll paint the pages to make them look like aged parchment
Ah,
and then throw the decal on it.
by the way, I have to tell you guys, these decals around the solid rocket boosters are very deceptive. They should be easy.
Keyword
Well,
should be.
Yeah.
I find anytime you do round decals, it gets real difficult.
Yeah, well, it's funny because what would happen is I'd start on one side and it'd get halfway through, pull the paper out, it would wrap all the way around, which was great. But instead of coming up on, you can even see it here. That one I didn't get fixed. See how it's curved there at the end? It was actually all the way across.
Yeah, those little pinstripes were kind of a pain.
But I did work out a method for them. I would soak them and then I would push them up to the line where they're supposed to be using a Q-tip. Unfortunately, as I got closer to the bottom, I had to go back and make sure that the ones that I I broke loose because I was touching the model with wet fingers. I had to put them back. And honestly, that's the only reason I sealed those decals. I'd have just left them be if they hadn't if they hadn't come off while I was working on the model. Mark's doing windows.
Oh yeah, always Windows.
Lots and lots of windows.
By the way, Mark, I finally got caught up far enough on my YouTube that I watched a video from World of Wayne,
Yeah.
and he just has a method that I was like, that makes so much sense, and I should have thought about it. You have a set of helping hands?
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see that where he puts them in the helping hands and then drops the windows in.
Yeah.
The problem I have with that is even when you put like this part on,
Uh-huh.
some of those windows still stay really loose. And I
Yeah.
had like originally I didn't glue them, and now I'm seeing them when I'm working on the saucer that they're dropping out.
Yeah. Well,
So they're not tight.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You know, I'm gonna start using his method. I'm still gonna glue them, but to get them in there, I'm gonna use his method because every time I do it, they tend to
He
pop
started
up.
gluing them too.
So what?
I believe he started gluing them too.
Oh, so he's
I
watching
don't-
my stream. You know, I haven't gotten that far on his. And oh, by
Yeah,
the way,
I don't think I've seen him glue them yet. And if he does, he's doing it off camera and doesn't mention it.
Yeah.
Because he's always talking about how you have
Or
to be
he mentioned
very
that he was
careful.
gluing them.
You know, and like I said, that's cool. But I just noticed, you know, when I'm working on, I think it's this section here. Either one of these two is the first sections I did, and every time I do something here, you can feel the windows. They're sliding around and popping out. And I had one that actually popped out, and I went to hell with it. I'm not gonna undo it, just to put that window up.
yeah, and I can see it looks like those two center sections, the two center sections are good, and then the ones on the one on the left and right look like they're up. I mean, that may just be the camera angle. Not that one, the one.
No, because this one right here has a lip.
Uh-huh.
These ones are okay. There's a little lip there, and there's a little lip there, but like you were saying, I think that'll get pushed down when we put the other part down.
Yeah.
Up here, they're all fine except for this one here, and it's just not moving. And I think there's a light, I think, that sits in here, and it's not flat. It's not flush. But there's not much I can do with it unless I rip it all apart, and I really don't want to do that, so I'm just going to live with it.
Yeah. Well, and like I was saying on Discord this morning,
Mark, then you can make more enterprise videos.
like I was saying on Discord this morning, I really am not happy with the way they put that together. I mean, I was I'll tell you right now, Donnie, I was much more excited about building the Enterprise when it was still not issued.
Before you started actually building it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the way they did it either. I mean, I know why they did it, is so they can have more parts,
Exactly.
and maybe you won't feel so bad about spending $1,600 on it. But it would have been so much better if they had just made the top saucer one piece, the bottom saucer one piece, and go from there.
Not even one piece, because they did the Agostini, when they did the Millennium Falcon, did a good job, and the top and the bottom is multiple pieces.
I think the thing like I said, it's these windows. If they would, because like in some places they already have the windows pre-made, and you just set them in there.
Yeah.
Why not do that for almost all of them? I can see where some you couldn't, but for almost all of them, like right here, you could have easily made a one piece and it just sat in there. Then you put this over it and you're good to go. That's
Right,
why it
but-
gets tedious after
but
doing
like
hundreds
Buck-
of windows.
Like Buck said one time before, I think they did it that way to give you more to do to make you feel like you're doing $1,600 worth of modeling.
I would just feel just as happy if I didn't have to do all these windows.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in
It
marketing.
wouldn't have hurt my feelings at all.
Somebody in marketing said that we want to make sure that they feel like they've got enough to do.
Yeah, and you would think the smart thing to do, well, we roll out new program is you kind of set up, you send it out to people, say, try it. If you don't like it, tell us, we'll fix it. They should have done something like that and said, okay, go ahead and build this. And then they go, we're tired of doing 7 million windows. Fix that problem.
They do a test run in the UK.
But do they do it to people who are going to actually care about they're doing it, or do they do it to like I always say, because sometimes what'll happen where we work is they'll get programmers, and the programmers go, oh, it works great. It's great. It's fantastic. That's because they liked it because they built it.
They do the test run actually to real customers.
Then I want to go to England and beat the crap out of these real customers, or pay GB to do it.
Well, one of those real customers that gets them quite regularly is Wayne, World of Wayne.
But see, also, here's another theory. If you're giving me something free, if Buck, if you say I'm going to give you one of my models free to build, I'm less likely to say it sucks because I want you to give me another free one.
These test runs, while they're not expensive, they're not free. The $1.95 that we start out with for the first run, that's that one is one of the test issues, and I think they actually do. I've seen Wayne with up to like 5 or 6 issues, and then they stop and they say, okay, we're not going to do this right now. If you send us the kits back, we will give you your money back.
Right, but I'm just thinking, you can't tell me that they sent this out to, let's say, 100 people in UK, and 100 people did this and went, this is a lot of fun. Yeah. You should keep doing this instead of going back and saying, excuse me, you might want to rethink the window thing. Because, if I'm thinking of building this and I'm watching your videos and I'm watching Wayne's videos, and I might even look at my recap and say, damn, they're spending 4 hours putting in windows. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where if I'm looking at this and go, oh, that's cool. Look at it, took them half a second to drop in a set of pre-done windows. Then I'm thinking this might be cool.
Yeah, and I will be honest, Donnie, close your ears. I don't want to hurt you. If I wasn't $700 into this build, I would probably cancel it outright.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't blame you. It's a lot of tedious work for basically no reason when it could have been so easy. But then again, it's the kit that's available if you want one that big.
Yeah.
It's like 20 years ago, you wanted to build the Enterprise, you bought the old piece of crap AMT kit, and you were happy with it because that's what you had.
Yeah. Well, or like 20 years ago or 8 years or 30 years ago or 8 years ago, damn, almost 40 years ago, sorry, if you wanted to build a launch tower for the space shuttle, you got the one that has no locator pins.
Yeah. And now, if you want to build a launch tower for the space shuttle, you get the one that has no locator pins.
Mm-hmm. And you
Or you print
spend,
it yourself. You
yeah,
just print it, and then you don't have to worry about it.
and then you also, if you buy the styrene one, you get the one that costs $200+.
There's actually a 3D STL print file for the Saturn V launch tower,
Cool.
because I was thinking of printing it for the one I have.
What size
But I
is
just never
your
got around to it.
What size is your Saturn V?
I think it's the 1/44 scale.
And
It's the bigger one. I'm not sure the scale, but it's the larger one. It's the one that they just repopped.
was it a Revell repop or?
Yeah, Revell. Yeah,
That would be 196th.
196.
Yeah, the Saturn V, I think only Dragon has ever done it in 1/72nd.
Yeah.
And for the Dragon one, I actually
Didn't MPC or somebody do a 172?
I don't think so. I think it was a 1/72nd. I might be wrong, but no. When I got it, and I've had it 4 years, and I've got the a paper model of the launch tower.
Revell did one.
I think Revell's is 196th.
Revell has a 196, but they also have a 172.
Oh, do they? Did not
Yeah,
know.
it's a repop of a monogram kit.
Ah,
I have to look at my box and see what size it is, because I mean it's pretty
Yeah,
good size. I mean,
I thought somebody else did one because I can't remember his name now, but I watched a guy build one on YouTube. He put like medical tape on the side for the heat blankets and everything.
wow. And by the way, Leprechaun, you said it a while ago. We all agree, I'm pretty sure, that it's just busy work. The windows are just busy work that they put into the kit.
That's exactly what it is.
Let's try to do a Wayne thing here. If I can go grab my helping hands wherever they got off to. Oh, there they are.
I have a set just like that. I think we all do. And then my wife and I years ago decided I needed a bigger set. I've got one that's got like 6 arms on it.
Yeah, I've got one like that too, like a little solder station thing, but it got too weird to use, so I just don't use it much.
Yeah, I'm using it less and less because as I move the arms, because of the little ball and socket thing, they're breaking. And so I have to take it, I have to pull the arm
There's
off.
one like that one that Shoes got there.
Yeah. I have to replace my one like that because it is well abused. The guys in the chat. No wonder the guys in the chat are so quiet.
Right.
We're boring today, guys. We're down to 2.
Well,
We were up to 4
Are
at
we?
one time. Yeah.
Well, one of those 4 was Eric, and he just kind of drops in and says, "Hey," and then he's gone.
Yeah. Well, he fell asleep probably.
We're not that boring, are we?
I don't think so. By the way, I don't know if you guys caught the title card this morning. I changed it up a little bit because I know Eric is going to, well, he says he's going to try and host once in a while. So I dropped everybody except for my name, just saying that I'm hosting it, because anybody truly can host this thing.
Right.
Oh, and what do you guys think of the? Okay. Leprechaun's just working on his Creature and Godzilla while listening to us. So
Why the hell is he on the stream?
yeah, there is that.
Yeah, jump into the Discord.
We're
work
not
on it on
boring. They're
stream.
boring because they're not streaming.
So what do you guys think of the? Speaking of streaming and Discord, what do you guys think of the idea for New Year's Eve?
I like it. I think it'll be fun.
I think.
What idea is that?
Pardon?
What idea is that?
We're just gonna do a stream, drop in as you like. Not a stream, just a live chat on Discord.
Would be cool.
Oh, I like this idea better. Jeez.
Like a
Just
video
drop in.
chat.
Yeah. Like what we're doing now, except for nobody's going to post it to YouTube. Well,
Right.
At least I'm not going to. Damn it, that wasn't supposed to happen. It's like these decals do not like the clear coat because they will not set in place right now. Wait and see what they do. I may have to put some Solvaset over top of them. Thing about the New Year's thing too, I don't think a lot of people realize this. If you have a microphone but not a camera, you can still join in.
Yeah, well, who doesn't have that?
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean, a lot of people I know watch the YouTube on their phone, so I think you should be able to do the audio chat on your phone.
I would think so. I mean, you can do Zoom and everything else on your phone, so.
Yep.
You could probably do this on your phone. Discord.
You can.
Okay, I'm done with these decals. They're really starting to irritate me.
There's a guy that I paint a lot of miniatures for, and I've done a lot of video chats with him on Discord on my phone, talking about color he wants everything painted and all that.
Cool. That's something I may get into someday, but I'm not expecting to do any
Painting minis?
no commission work. I don't
Do that when you retire.
That's exactly it. I'm expecting that's when I'll start doing it, because it's funny, back actually about 8 years ago, I had people that I worked with that were like, yeah, could you build me this? Could you build me that? I'm like, great.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah, no problem. Buy the model.
Well, see, the thing is, I wouldn't be able to afford doing all these models and stuff if I didn't do the commission painting of minis. That's where I get the money that I then spend on models.
So what you're saying is it looks like I'm independently wealthy.
Right.
No,
I've had people ask me, it's like time. It's like, well, how soon do you need it? Because, working on other things, it just kind of wouldn't be. If it's like, well, I need it next week, it's like, that's not going to happen.
No, that's that.
Right.
But if you need it, in a longer period, like give me, some time, especially during this time of year, because it's real hard for me to get out in the garage to paint anything. 'Cause
Here's
it's
just
too
some
damn
minis to
cold.
paint.
So I kind
do
of
you
my
think?
building curtails in the winter.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I'm really happy that my wife let me set up in our patio room, our sun room, as it were.
Oh, cool.
What? What's cool?
This comes with
People.
Han and Chewie, but it also comes with Ray and Finn.
Well, who
Come
makes
on,
that?
folks.
Is that who makes that model?
Bandai.
Oh yeah, Bandai always puts characters in there.
Yeah, but not only does it come with Ray and Finn, it comes with Han and Chewie.
So does it come with the square radar dish?
Yes,
Cool. Does
it
it
has
come?
the round and the square one.
So you get to make whichever one you
Huh.
want.
Right.
I can see
I
the
haven't seen
square
that.
one actually.
Which kit is that one? Because usually they're just based on the movie run, not a either
This
or.
one is based on a movie. That's what surprised me to see all 4 of those minis in there. I guess maybe because Han and Chewie were in the other movie or something. I don't know. But see, this is the. Let me switch cameras here. See, this is the Rise of Skywalker version.
Cool. So that's
But
is it a young Skywalker? Or not Skywalker, young Han?
no, it would be an old Han if it's from that movie.
Actually, you're right. Wait, by Rise of Skywalker, isn't he dead?
Possibly, yes.
So it's a
Because the Force Awakens was the first one, yeah,
yeah. So it's
and that's when he died. So
a zombie solo.
there you go.
Or
His camera seems to have dropped out again.
it's a Washington thing.
Ah. And this came with decals and stickers.
Yeah, Bandai's always have both. Which I like on a Millennium Falcon. If you're not using any of the PE stuff, I'll like for the inside of the gun turret, I use the stickers because it's quick and you really don't see them anyway.
Right.
A lot of my stuff on the Falcon, I'll paint all the squares instead of doing the decals.
Right. You can chip them that way too.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, I don't detail paint that well, but I like that.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to admit that doing this windows this way is a lot easier than laying them flat.
Yeah, I thought it might.
Wonder why Bandai has figured out how to put 2 different kinds of plastic on one sprue, but nobody else has.
Japanese.
I mean, you got regular styrene and then clear styrene and clear styrene up here, all on the same sprue.
I chalk that up to Japanese efficiency because it fits in the box better.
Maybe. It's just cool.
They did on the 3 Enterprise and the Voyager models, Bandai did the exact same thing.
Really?
Yep. And the great part about those kits was I didn't have to paint nothing.
I'm still going to paint the Millennium Falcon, but
yeah.
That's like I know it press fits together, but I'm still gluing it.
I had to do the same thing on, I think it was the Voyager that was the worst one.
Well, I mean, this probably would have stayed together, but I didn't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
This is the end.
I think it's funny because the directions call for a random square right here of yellow, no lines. I ain't doing it.
Oh, really?
Yep. It also calls for, well, let's see, what is this color? This color is supposed to be African brown matte plus white silky matte. But when I painted the clamps on the SRBs,
Right.
painted them this color, which is, it claims to be zinc chromate, but it is not zinc chromate.
Oh, the yellow zinc chromate?
Yep.
Like this?
Yeah, that exact bottle.
Wow, that's an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah,
Right?
but why isn't it green like real zinc
Childhood
chromate?
flashbacks.
Because there was yellow zinc chromate and green zinc chromate.
I see.
That's the green.
Ah,
Yeah, the green is usually what they used in interior on the bombers.
Right.
we also used it on stair handrails. And if it was painted because it might rust, it was green zinc chromate.
Well, usually if it was painted, but it wasn't an exterior surface, the zinc chromate was a primer. So they just sprayed it on there and there you go, done.
Yep.
Death and Red Death.
Really sad that they no longer can use that stuff because it was awesome. We had inside the hardened aircraft shelter in Germany, where it rains all the time, the handrails would rust on when there was a building inside a building, and they say fix that, clean it up, and we're like, we're gonna have to sand that, and they're like, no, take this shit, spray it on there, you're done, because zinc chromate eats rust. I miss those days when I was able to do bad things to my body and nobody cared.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we were talking the other day about wearing, mask and respirator stuff when you're painting. It's like we painted ships all the time. Nobody ever even thought about wearing that shit.
Yeah.
We had some pretty nasty ass chemicals too.
Really not.
Real bad paint.
Although I do have to say that when I paint in here, damn it, I'm not sure how I'm going to clean that up. When I paint in here, I might have to actually start doing something. It's one of them things of when I paint and the door's shut, I'm like,
Yeah.
getting old.
I mean, you're supposed to open the door when you paint.
I think so.
Yeah, it's
I'm-
called ventilation. It's just it's you know it's a
But doesn't
recommendation.
that ruin the really cool smell?
It does actually. That's why you burn incense, because then you don't notice it.
Cool.
Okay, I love Bandai's stuff, but some of their
Is this the first-
instructions need a little modifying.
Is this the first Bandai kit you've ever built?
Yes.
Uh,
I always look at the Bandai kits and say, man, that looks really cool. And then you see the pricing. How?
What? You want to make a house payment or buy a Bandai kit?
Exactly. But I found this one at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. So
Well, now you know why.
less ow.
Mark just picked up that screw box, and I'm still like, what did they do? Did they find those on clearance somewhere? Because that
they
is
must have.
it's a
'Cause that's
huge
huge.
box.
It's like when I saw like, what are they expecting me to put in that thing? I mean, are we getting like 500 different types of screws or what?
That's for all the windows you get pissed off at and don't put in.
They got them. They got them at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. EP
17.
PM. Oh, there's another window. I'm finding windows all over the place.
Well, what you do is you bump one with about 40 some odd windows in it, and then go crawling around on the floor underneath the table
Yeah.
to find them.
My floss right now, if I blow a window somewhere like I did this morning, I'm not worried about it. I have plenty of extras.
Yeah. I
You think?
should do the same.
But of course, when you blew out yours, you didn't know you'd have plenty of extras.
Yeah.
That was like almost the first ones you did.
Yeah. And the entertainment value was good.
Oh, there they are. Jeez.
I would really have appreciated. Damn it. I'm going to have to take care of that later. I'll decant some paint. I would really have appreciated if Revell had made these parts that attach. I really hate
Why would they do that?
to make it better for the Oh, wait, that's right. Never mind.
It's Revell. You're building Revell, not Bandai.
Speaking of which, why don't you just put everything back in the box and shake the box, Donnie?
I don't know.
These instructions for where to run these wires are just terrible.
Absolutely. I try and
I'm just
run 'em-
I'm trying to run them how they do it, but I figure if these pieces fit flat and they're underneath, I'm good with it. Because there's not going to be anything that goes on the other side of this thing.
You saw what I said on Discord. If they'd have just done, instead of doing those little LEDs, if they'd have just done LED strip lighting, would have been
Yeah.
so much easier. I have to say though, the company on those type of kits that really makes the most money, it's not Revell, it's not Eagle Moss, it's not, or not Revell. Revell is not in there. It's not D'Agostini, Eagle Moss, Fan Home. It's Hatchet. who I think makes just about every one of them and then sells them to the other companies.
Oh, really?
Yep. And of course, Hachette is France.
Yeah, I figured.
Although D'Agostini I thought was England based, but it's actually based out of Italy.
I thought they were UK.
Yeah, I thought so too.
But not. Hang on just a second, guys.
All right, we'll be here. You know, I just thought of something. Let me look again. Oh, he might be there. Wonder if Kenny is driving into the city while listening to us. I think that actually ends up underneath the shuttle itself, and if it does, I'm not going to sweat it. It does. That's awesome. So it's kind of funny. I'm doing this detail work right here, but it ends up under the shuttle, so the spots where I ran off, I'm gonna not mess with. Then why am I doing the detail painting? When Donnie comes back, I'll ask him the same question. He will say, because I'll
Because
know
we know you know it's there.
exactly. I remember last year when Eric first started this Sunday stream thing. He used to wouldn't be photobomb, video bomb us from his phone.
Okay. Blink. Probably do it this way. Put the pressure.
Oh, come on. You want to put it on the nose so it bows out those little plastic squares.
Yeah. Just thought of that. Okay, now I got to go find old pieces.
Old pieces.
Well, pieces I've
Oh.
already done, but I have it in my box.
Yeah,
Pre-done.
I remember when I hit that point when they're like, "Yeah, get this one." I'm like, "Where is it?" I know
Yeah,
it's.
well, I just got a big one of those big plastic tubs, and everything goes into there.
I have about 5 or 6 of those, and I do the same thing with every one of the builds, the part works.
Yeah, I need to. I think that's where I got the idea, because I think that's what you said you had done. Like, that's a good idea instead of having parts all over the place in boxes.
This one, the Enterprise, is a special one because you can't fit that saucer into anything.
It fits well in the box I have.
You must have a huge box.
Yeah. I mean, it's wide. It's wide. It's not as long, but it's wide. So it kind of just lays right in there.
Actually have it in the my display room. I have a shelf that the Enterprise lives on.
Oh, I'll have to show you that magazine that I got with the modifications for the warp nacelle.
Uh-huh.
Let me get that for you.
In case anybody out there in YouTube land is wondering, since I'm the only one here. If you just saw me clean my paintbrush, and go right back to painting, and the reason I do that is to get the dried paint out of it, because it is working a lot better than it was right before I did that. And someday soon I'll have to change out that paint thinner.
Huh.
What's up?
Trying to figure out where one of my parts are.
It's over there. Eric put it there.
I'm looking for this part that covers this.
Oh, the top of the Cobra's neck?
Yeah. Oh, another screw. Bunch of screw looses.
Wait, a modeler having a screw loose? No way. Hey, Graham, welcome. It's a little bit.
So it's got to be in a different section. I got to find out where I put it. Not here. Not there.
We're a little bit quiet today because we're all concentrating on some
Anyway, I'll do that in a
detailed
second.
areas.
So here's the instructions for the nacelle. The upgrades.
Uh-huh.
So just one little sheet of paper, a stage 45 addendum.
So they just replaced that, from what I understand, what you said is they replaced that orange part on the
This
collar.
here, right? They replaced this part and then the back light, the back LED, the little thing that goes on the back, the red formation light, and the replacement projector.
Okay, I was hoping, to be honest.
But I think people wanted to replace this part. I think that was what everybody complained about, the blue part.
Yeah, replace the blue part with a pre-painted copper.
Okay, well now I got to go find that piece.
Hey Dan, welcome to the stream.
All right, guys, I'm back.
Stage 18. Okay, well,
I've
Now
been
that I put my stage
I've
up.
been trying to help my daughter's boyfriend diagnose what the heck's wrong with his car.
Loose nut behind the wheel?
Hmm?
Is it a loose nut behind the wheel?
No.
Ah. So,
He's got a mass airflow sensor or something that's intermittently working and not working.
so something with the airlines. I would be looking for a leak.
No, it's either the mass airflow sensor
Uh-huh.
or one of the wires that goes to it. That's what we're trying to figure out.
I see. So, I hate the fact that I slopped a little bit on this pipe. But the shuttle's going to sit over top of it, so I'm not positive I'm going to fix it.
What's that?
If you look where I did the zinc chromate, you can see it.
Yeah.
You see where I went off because I was doing on this side and the brush would come off and it hit the other side.
Can't you clean it up real quick with some water? Or is that enamel paint?
It is, where is it? It's enamel.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
What did you paint the tank with? What kind of paint did you paint the tank with?
Rattle can. That's, I think it's Krylon.
Yeah, but is it enamel, lacquer, acrylic?
Hang on. Let me,
Because if it's not enamel paint,
uh-huh.
if it's acrylic or lacquer, you might be able to take a Q-tip with a little enamel thinner on it and carefully just rub that zinc chromate off.
Well, let me go take a look.
Because the enamel thinner won't take the acrylic or lacquer paint off.
Let me take a look. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay.
E230. That's E1.
Oh,
So I'm looking on here, and unless it's in the fine print,
30. Most of them tell somewhere on there, but some of them don't.
yeah.
it would have to be on there somewhere, I think, just for safety reasons, so you know what you're breathing in.
It's Rust-Oleum magic shit in a can.
Like this one, Rust-Oleum says gloss clear enamel.
Ugh. Okay. Are these not supposed to fucking stay in?
Oh, those little foot things?
Yeah.
They look like they're supposed to stay in, but actually you put them in and they will be flopping until some point when you put the saucer on. Matter of fact, one of them on mine I had to re-loosen because when I put some wiring in, it was interfering.
See, this one doesn't say what it is, but it says it can be cleaned up with mineral spirits, which means this is enamel.
This one says mineral spirits too.
It's enamel then.
What's funny is the I don't remember the exact color, the satin blue. I was using a bluish gray, and it was funny because these things, they work for good for a long time, but then one day they will just stop.
Mm-hmm.
I took the Took the nozzle off and everything. It just like it done, and I had half a can of paint left. It somewhere it dried inside the can. So actually, I wonder, just because. That's how I'm going to fix it. Because the ring here only has one coat. This is like 4 or 5 coats. I'm just going to scrape the paint off. Until I screw up and scrape it all the way down to the white. Nope, I'm going to decant and very carefully brush over that. I mean, you want not going to be able to see it when the model's finished, and you probably can't see it on camera, but I see a spot where I scraped all the way to the white, and I'm like, God bless it. That's why I'm using the back of the blade. Did it again. Nope, I have to decant and paint. So when you get frustrated and irritated at something, that's a good time to close that bottle of paint and work on something else.
It never happens in modeling, man.
It does. That's why models end up in boxes for, what is it, 27 years or 17 years, I think it is, for Kenny's.
Yeah, that's why my DS9 hasn't been finished yet.
I've stared at my DS9 and it hasn't been started yet.
I have no
Well,
interest in doing it.
I started mine and then I realized, you know what? It's really freaking hard to light block clear plastic.
And that's why I don't have a clear one. I think I have 3.
Well,
I think I have
I
3
got it.
of
I
the
got a
Admiral
good
paint.
deal on it. And I hadn't never built a model that was completely made of clear plastic before. So I thought, hey, that'll be cool. I can just scrape off the windows instead of drilling them.
And then after 4,702 windows, then you're just done on the first part. You got 6 more or 3 more of those legs to go.
No, I haven't even started on the windows yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the freaking thing light blocked. I bet it's got like 10 coats of paint and primer on it right now. And in all the little crevices, you know, in the detail and everything, light still leaks through. And I'm like, forget it.
You should ask Jalen because I believe she has light blocked hers.
Yeah.
Was hers a clear one?
I think so.
Maybe. I'll have to talk to Jalen about it then.
So I'm going to go from that little bitty detail painting to
Jalen
this.
finished. Jalen finished hers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely done. I just don't remember if it was clear or not.
Let me see. Those are supposed to be. Ah, yes. Steel metallic and anthracite gray. Or no, I'm sorry. That's this one next to it. Steel metallic. No, it's flat steel. I like flat steel better. I don't do a whole lot of metallics.
like metallics in some cases.
Yeah, but when you're doing something like this where the metallic is actually so small, at this scale, I don't think realistically it would be that metallic.
Maybe.
And I figured this out before I even put this part on. That's why I put it on before I painted it. I looked at it and I'm like, I should be able to put a piece of tape behind that. Again, another part that's going to be between the shuttle and the SRBs.
Thirty.
Are you counting windows there, Mark?
No. Trying to figure out how to get these things without those little boot pieces falling off.
Oh, those little foot pieces?
Yeah. Every time I try to screw it down, they like plop out.
I don't remember what I did. I seem to remember they actually stayed in pretty well. Are the screws going into the plastic of the
Well, there's a little deal that covers them, but it doesn't want to stay in place. They keep falling out before that happens. So not a great design there. Let's see here. What if I just set them down?
if you set them in there, Mark, if there should be room when you're putting the framework on, just take some blue painter's tape from the top and tape them in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't remember what I did. That was like forever ago. But if worse comes to worse, I'm sure I did it on a live stream.
Yeah.
There's one side. Let me do the other one.
I wonder if they would just cropping.
I forgot about that. You went all uptown on us, Donnie, and started using a scalpel instead.
Do what?
I just happened to look up and see that you had a scalpel instead of an X-Acto.
I love using this.
How often do you change the blade?
About the same as what I did on the X-Acto knife, but these are so much sharper than an X-Acto knife.
Better.
And plus, my X-Acto knife is round.
And so it rolls around?
Well, no, this is flat. So when you pick it up, you already know how you're holding it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whereas with rounds, you actually have to look at it. But scalpel blades are so much sharper than X-Acto blades.
How are they price-wise?
I got this handle and 100 blades for $10.
That's not bad, especially these days.
Right? I saw someone on YouTube using them. I can't remember who now. I want to say it was Nigel.
Let's see.
And then I seen them on Amazon for $10. So I figured, what the hell, I'll try it.
Well, it might be time for me to start considering, because I bought this pack of 100 blades, I think in 2013.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I've had some that I've had forever because they, I don't go through them that often.
Yeah. Most of the time, actually, when I change my X-Acto blade is when I'm cutting something like, like cutting decals out or something, because the tip is broken.
Yeah, and you need that nice sharp blade.
Yep. Like this one here I was using earlier, and I've been using it to cut decals out, but the tip is not broken off, but it's worn down. Oh, damn.
What'd you do?
That decal got really nuts after I stopped with it. See that red one?
Yeah.
I mean, it is between the shuttle and the SRB.
But you'll know, Buck. You'll know.
Well, you see what I just brought over. What's funny is this paintbrush here with the piece of tape hanging off. I couldn't find it a few days ago when I was doing decals. When I found it again, I was a happy man, because this has been my decal brush. Decal, Solvaset, Microsol for about 8 years.
Yeah, this is my decal brush.
Yeah. You know what? It's not even dry.
Well, that's a bonus.
It is. Better. The gap is going to stay there because it's between, you're never going to see it. Keep catching my headset on the arm of my chair. Is that? Oh, those are SMDs. It's a magic box of 1,000,000 SMDs.
Yes, it is.
What are those? 06, 02, 04s?
It has 0603, 0805, and 1206.
Cool. 1206
All
are the
three.
easier ones.
I can do the 1206 and the 805. The 0603 is really pushing it.
Mm-hmm. Hey, 1206 I've done. I've never done an 0805 yet. I do have one sitting over there on the tweezers for months. It's mocking me.
Really?
Yeah, it's mocking me because I've never tried.
I never thought I would be able to do it either until I actually tried it.
Yeah. Well, see, and I have tried it before. I didn't have those kind of tweezers before, the ones with the little stand on it.
Yeah, these?
Yeah.
I love those things.
Well, what I have, and I've tried it on, and it's the Black Pearl even came with it, with them, is these. We push that little pin, the little hook up, and then you're supposed to catch it in there. Well, as soon as you start trying to solder on there, you're going to melt the plastic here.
Right. I've never tried one of those.
Well, I bought a whole bunch of them back when I was starting with SMDs because I thought they would work. And then I've also got these ones that are exactly the same thing. It's just square bottom. I have a bunch of junk that I bought and never used.
Probably not. I mean, who does that?
Everybody but Eric.
I've definitely done it.
Yeah. Well, it's like these. They are 6 connectors, and I like the idea of being able to put a model on and pull it off, but
Right?
I've never built a model big enough. This, when I finally do my 350 Enterprises, this will end up being one of the things that puts it together.
You should start that, Buck.
My refit?
Yeah.
Done. Started it years ago.
You should get back to that, Buck.
I should. I mean, you've heard me talk about
That's okay. I started mine about a year ago, and it's back in the box for now. So,
well, you've heard me talk about what is it? Big Easy Modeling Solutions now. I forget.
oh yeah, I've heard some horror stories about them.
Well, see, that's the thing is I was working on my Enterprise and I was working, got the board and I was like working on it and it was great and everything. And the board went bad and I sent the board back and I fought with this idiot for like 6 weeks.
I remember that.
And I finally got, he actually refunded me and I have the board and stuff, but that is what turned me off of that model for the last 8 years.
The thing is, though, their lighting kit looks so cool.
It does, but it's not built very well. And the really, really ugly part was when when the board went bad, he said, "Well, I get the board from this other guy." I'm like, "I don't care. I bought it from you."
Right?
Of course, then, we were Facebook friends for a while until he started coming back into business and I started poking at him and finally he banned me for life. And you can tell how heartbroken I am, right?
You can.
I do look every now and then. I go out to his new website, SFX or something like that. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I'll go out to his website and look, and he has all these new and improved and exciting things that are the exact same shit he was selling 8 years ago.
So there's another company on Facebook that's selling lighting kits for models, and he's bragging about all this, technology and all that it can do, blah 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 blah. And then you're sitting there looking at it, and you're going, "Dude, that's an Arduino Nano.
Yeah.
It's not even modified. That's an Arduino Nano, just like I can buy off Amazon for $3."
And then you get the code.
I mean, they are doing the code for it for whatever they're doing, but it's literally an Arduino Nano.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like for the Falcon.
And they're charging like stupid prices for it.
That's because people don't know any better.
Right?
It's like the Falcon. Or not the Falcon, the X-Wing. The board for that, I know it's an Arduino, but Gus did all the programming and all I have to do is lay it into the model.
But you always got to pay for people making your life easier. I don't have a problem with that. It's just how crazy do you get?
Yeah. Well, he did a little bit more because it's the Nano is put onto a board, which then has the plugs on it, and he put the potentiometer to change the input. I am really impressed with the board. I had no problem paying what I did for it.
This guy I was talking about on Facebook, he didn't modify the board at all. It's just an Arduino Nano.
Now that's crazy.
I mean, yes, they wrote the program that's on it. You know, different programs for different models and stuff like that. But
Did they write it or did they steal it?
You just
that I
copy
don't
it
know.
from somebody else.
That I don't know.
Of course, if we're going to talk about boards,
Now, I'm sure, Donnie, I'm sure you're using an HLI, the Millennium Falcon HLI board on your Millennium Falcon, correct?
No comment.
that means no.
Plead the
Not
fifth.
necessarily. Probably.
And actually, what was funny is you got there before I did, Mark. I was going to say, well, we're talking about boards that you can get off of Facebook and stuff.
Yeah.
There's those two that are sitting in front of me that I haven't mentioned yet today.
I do have a bird of prey board.
But you don't have a Millennium Falcon board there, do you, Top?
I do not. Because honestly, I don't foresee myself doing another Millennium Falcon since I have that 1/43rd scale hanging on the wall in the display room.
I mean, if you want to, donate that one to me or something, then you can go ahead and start building another one and use that HLIFX board.
I will get right on that somewhere around 2085, Donnie. I like my Millennium Falcon hanging on the wall.
I can wait.
And actually, that's one I'm surprised that Fan Home hasn't come out with yet.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably, I don't know how big of a seller that was. It might not have been a big seller. I don't know.
I think it was probably a big seller because it was I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first ones that was available.
Yeah, it's the first one I ever saw in a kit form like that.
Yeah.
On a Star Wars deal.
The only one I've ever seen that was that big.
Yeah, well, and I'm still waiting for that wall to collapse that I have it hanging on. When I put it on the stand, I made sure that I put bolts into a stud.
Right.
Did you use the TV stand that sent with it?
Yes.
That was crazy when they sent down like that's a TV stand. Holy crap!
Yeah. Well, the X-wing one is basically the same.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's not that square one. It's just a single arm, but it's basically a TV stand. An older one when you would, back in the day when TVs were in hospitals, that would be one like you would mount a 13-inch TV onto.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the arm I have my monitor on.
Probably. But it's specifically built for the X-wing, and it's got this little post that pokes up into the X-wing. Nah.
What did you ever do with all the extra ones you had?
It was kind of funny because I dealt with a guy who does not work for DeAgostini, but
Is that the guy that was threatening you?
Yeah, him. Which it was eventually it worked out that they sent me they actually sent UPS to my door with the label.
For what? I missed that. What's the deal on that one?
They sent me a case instead of a single one. They sent me 24 of them.
Okay.
And so they, this one guy got really snippy when when I didn't hide the fact that I had 24 of them on Facebook, and started saying it was mail fraud if I sell them, blah blah blah. I didn't care. I had a box of them. I was like, should I charge DeAgostini if they come and get them for storage?
Yeah, there you go.
Plus, let me think. So now they have the 23 of them back. They paid to ship it to come and, for UPS to come and get them and everything else, and they're not selling the model anymore.
Yeah, probably spent more money because something like that, when we had gotten married, we had on our deal, we wanted waffle maker, so we put one on there. And we got one, and that was it. And then like a month later, that we got like 4 of them. And these are the big double waffle maker deals. We're like, what the hell? Nobody sent them to us. They just kept sending them to us. So we get a hold of Amazon. I said, dude, quit sending me these waffle makers. I don't need 10 of them. So what do I do with them? You want me to send them back? No, just keep them. It's going to cost us more to have you ship them back.
Yeah.
So everybody I knew got waffle makers for the next year.
Almost like Bud. Bud needs to be a little careful with those tables
Yeah.
because Home Depot is liable to. It's liable to get back to them some point, and they'll go.
Yep.
Give them back.
I mean, because I think what you do is you make a good faith effort.
Yeah.
To say, I have them. What do you want me to do with them? And if they never get back to you, then I'm keeping them.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to go bragging on everybody for a month that I've got them, because you never know. Because the person who told you to not, the person that said, well, just keep them, might not be the person who had the authority to do that.
Right. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. That tone that just went off was Amazon delivering.
Sparks. He took off before I said it.
FM screws, yeah.
Now, let's see if I can fit this into the model.
What lighting part are you working on now, Donnie?
The little headlights at the front of the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, yeah. I've never put those on the small one. I put them on the 72-inch one, but I've never tried to put them on the smaller version.
I figured, what the hell?
Okay, so
should fit right there.
Right where?
Right there.
Oh, okay. That was Amazon delivering.
More Enterprise parts.
No, Amazon's not doing the Enterprise. No, that was Amazon delivering more tablecloths for my wife's village.
I thought maybe Eaglemoss was having so much trouble delivering that they got Amazon to do it.
There could be. That could be. Not yet, though. Let's see what happens. I'm trying my little shaker machine, which is wearing out.
what kind of shaker machine do you have? The one you just put the bottles in, or is it a like we've all got now?
Ow! I was bringing it over, and I bumped the SRBs, so I quickly caught them before they fell over and damaged anything, and punched my desk in the process.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Well, I got the light in. Now I just have to glue it without moving it.
Cool. So this is one that I've got. It's a generic, actually it's a fingernail polish shaker.
Oh, okay.
But
I have the generic cheapo Vortex mixer.
well, see this, it sits here and runs like this for a while, and then it finally goes, oh wait, and the motor kicks into normal speed then.
Yeah, this one's a tattoo ink mixer.
Oh, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
that's the test tube deal. Yep.
Yeah, but it works great.
Yeah, I've got one myself. I got to get one for out for the garage to mix paints out there because yeah, it works great for especially on those, you know, like the Vallejo style because those you can't shake.
Right.
Those, you know, you could shake them forever and they're not mixing. I find on that one it mixes great.
Well, I'm wondering.
What I found they work great for is scale 75 paints and army painter paints. Because those are just impossible to shake up.
Well, I'm wondering those Revell paints that I've got on the way. They're in a box. What am I going to put them on to shake?
Actually, a square bottle.
It's plastic. I think it's a box.
But inside of that square is a
Uh-huh.
little round bottle.
That is true. So that didn't do anything for this thing because it's weak and old. So let's try the old standard, and if this doesn't work, this is going straight in the trash.
But for the, you know, round bottles like that, yeah, that's the one I've got is that the Badger for the bigger bottles looks great.
Mix those on the little Vortex mixer too.
Yep, you sure can.
I actually think. No, there's still solids in there. What I hate is when I break out this little Badger one and forget to open the paint thinner first. Because then you got to make sure you don't let the thing tip over before you.
Why would you do that?
And I tell you what, I think that actually
Need another part.
did that paint perfect.
Oh, green alert. The batteries in your computer model will need to be changed from time to time. Oh boy, I didn't think of that. Jeez. Good thing they wrote that down.
Yeah.
You mean batteries don't last forever?
Well, they might wear out. Might.
Yeah, well, it depends. If you turn it on once and then turn it off and never turn it on again, you'll never know.
Yeah.
But they still won't last forever.
It'd take
But
you
they-
10 years to change all these batteries out.
Yeah.
Okay, another part.
I'm sorry. If I built one of those, I'd have to do some rewiring.
I'm still thinking about
10
working
battery
something.
packs in one model is a little ridiculous.
I think it's only 5.
Oh, my bad.
It's still too many by 4.
Yeah, but there's what? 4 batteries in each battery pack?
3.
So that's 20 batteries?
There's 3 double A's in each battery pack.
Oh, it's
Double A's,
3? I thought it was 4.
yeah, and double A's will last
Oh,
about
15 batteries.
well, the double A's will last about 15 minutes. If
Right.
By the time you turn them all on, the ones you started with are going to be burned out.
Yeah. Well, it's like my NX01, which I've never posted on HLI. I'm a bad person.
You are.
My NX01 has shit. I don't even remember how many lights. It has the light kit from Monsters in Motion, and then because of the spinning Bassards, and then a bunch of strip tape that I put in, a few LEDs that I put in for fiber optics. That was my experiment kit that I did a lot of things I'd never done before. And when I got done, I set it up to where it's got it's wall wart capable, and I put a 9-volt 9-volt plug on the opposite end of one of the round plugs, the RCA type plugs. And I plugged it in with a 9-volt battery and thought, this is pretty cool. This is nice. And I walked back by it 30 minutes later and it was dead.
Yeah.
It's got a couple lights in it. I think I painted the other side of these a couple of Sunday streams ago.
What is? Oh, tracks.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, I'm just slopping some paint in here so that it's not obviously white, because I'm going to actually do the tracks in the steel. And I'm still contemplating whether I'm going to put some LEDs into the Caterpillar thing.
What the hell happened there? This one came out. Bastard.
Eagle moss happened there.
The UV light does the little shutter thing that your camera does. I guess I really should have waited and made this little lens after I painted, but oh well.
But why? It's more.
Now I have to mask it.
Well, if you think about it, Donnie, if you painted first, there's an LED behind there, right?
Mm-hmm.
You still have to mask it. Otherwise, you're going to end up painting the LED.
Nah, I could have just twisted up a little piece of paper towel and stuck it in the hole.
Okay, stop being smart. I'd have
Which is exactly what I'm going to do to the other side now that I've thought of that.
I'd have masked it. I just thought if there's another model that I need to get back to. Shelf Queen build. Started out as a buddy build. And then only one of the three of us finished it.
I have a Shelf Queen build that started out as be a kid again build.
Which one is that? Hey, Kaylin's showing up.
Oh,
hey, what's up?
Hey, Kaylin. How you doing today?
I started building this one when Kenny started the Be a Kid Again build.
Yep.
And then the primer went horribly wrong for some reason. And it's been on the shelf ever since.
Wait. Be a Kid Again build. Build it like you're a kid. What's this
Right.
primer shit?
I don't know. But for some reason, look, it just separated on the panel lines. The primer did.
Yeah.
I don't know why it did that. Oh well.
Well, I have to go back for. I never finished what I wanted to do completely for the Be a Kid Again build because I still have 2 more of the Leaf Ericssons. One was supposed to be, you know, just doing some paint and stuff, and then the last one I've got the photo etch for it and the whole 9 yards. Although I do have to say the one that I did actually build was kind of cool because I found a vintage from the 60s copy of that kit.
Oh, really?
Yep. And that's why the glow in the dark does not work. It's lost its luminescent properties.
And that's which kit?
The Leaf Ericsson.
Oh, I want one of those.
You can still find them. They're a little pricey these days.
Oh, the wire came out.
Oh no.
These clamps work better than the ones that came with it, but they still don't like the little tiny wire. That
Oh,
works pretty good.
That is going to be a problem.
And not much light leak either. I'm surprised.
That's not bad.
Now, see if the other side works as well. Get this wire fed through here. You know, Bandai sells a lighting kit for this model.
They sell lighting kits for all their models, and they're pretty much kind of low grade dog food.
Right? That's what I was fixing to say. It's a battery box with 2 wires coming out, well, 4 wires coming out of it with 2 LEDs. And you can light the engine, or you can light the gun, or you can light the cockpit. Not all 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can't get there with that technology.
It's like, but I mean, you built the battery box, wires coming out of it. All you had to do was put more pairs of wires coming out, a few more LEDs, and voila, you could light everything.
Yeah.
Or the main parts anyway.
Well, then you need to add another 3 batteries to it.
Right?
The Star Trek ones they did though, it is a really funky way they did the lighting on them. But it gave me a good enough base that eventually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3 batteries out of there and I'm going to hook it to a wall wart.
Yeah, I do all my models that way.
Oh, I got my my donor Trans Am yesterday from Chris.
Cool.
So it's an old MPC Firebird, and it's around like an 83, 84 or something, but the hood and the bumper are pretty much all I need. I don't know. I haven't decided exactly what all I'm gonna do yet. but I don't think I'm gonna uh I don't think I want to use it on the Enterprise. I was thinking the Grissom actually, turning the Grissom into the,
Oh, the Kidder Prize?
yeah.
That would be cool.
I don't know. We'll see. I need to figure out how to get the because I don't want LEDs that just go back and forth. I want it to be kind of like a low light red, and then it's brighter as it rotates back and forth throughout the LEDs. So the LEDs that are moving back and forth get brighter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I need to try to think of a way to make that work and then put that into the bumper of that Firebird, because that wasn't designed for that.
So, Kalen, kind of like this, and I see it's being blown out, but you can't see that it's blue. But this LED here, because this is full brightness.
Yeah.
This one is just there. You can see it, just that one now. That one is half brightness until you launch a photon torpedo. Wait, wrong
Okay.
one. Okay, sorry, that's the disruptor. But you see how bright it gets?
Yeah.
You basically want the lights to be on all the time, but the sweeping light just be a brighter one.
Yeah, exactly, Don.
So you might want to see if Spence can do something for you.
He might, but I'd rather Spence
We're
get
not talking about those Arduinos again, are we?
Oh wait, Arduino, you should get Donnie to help you on that.
The programming part, you'd be better off getting Spence to help.
Yeah. I don't know.
Spence is still teaching me.
It's something like I would like to still learn and kind of sort that out, but because they do have their uses in things other than modeling, but yeah, I don't know.
The part I like about it is just the learning how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, a lot of people say that the Arduinos are pretty simple to learn, but I don't know.
Too bad.
The last time I really did anything with electronics and microelectronics was in high school, and that was back in 1999. So
I think what gives me the most problem is I learned how to program BASIC and COBOL back when I was in school.
yeah.
And C++, which is what the Arduino uses some of the commands from BASIC and COBOL. But the entire structure of the program is different, and it uses those commands in completely different ways.
Oh, really?
So my brain is like, oh, yes, I know what this wait, that's not what it does.
Well, see, my problem is you said it right there. Basic, I understand basic. COBOL, nope, never did COBOL. Fortran. I took a class in Fortran 1.5 million years ago.
Did you?
Yes. It's like Latin. It's a dead language.
Right. So is COBOL.
Yeah. I mean, Kalen said 1999 high school, and I'm like, really? I mean, Kalen, I was coming up on my 15-year reunion when you were in high school.
Yeah.
I graduated in '83.
I graduated 4 years after you did, Buck.
83. I graduated in 82.
Yeah, but that's a lot different than 82 to 83 than 83 to 99.
Yeah.
Okay, is this where this has the bad steps? I'm trying to fight something that doesn't exist.
Huh? Oh, do you have a gap?
You're gonna have a gap, I bet.
I can't even get it to flush out, let alone a gap. Let's see.
Well, once you get it actually to where you can put the back of the neck down flush with the frame,
Yeah.
you're gonna end up, or unless you are extremely lucky, you're going to end up with about I think I'm down to like 2 millimeters, but it's going to be 2 to 5 millimeter gap. And as more stuff goes on, the gap starts to close.
That's what Wayne said, I thought.
Yeah.
But will it close all the way?
No, I don't think it ever will. But this thing is big enough that I don't think you're very often going to take off the saucer and go across the room with it, because that sucker's going to be heavy.
You
I
know
don't,
you
I don't
will,
ever
Buck.
taking the saucer off, honestly.
You know you will, Buck.
I will not. It's the sad part is I put these models together. I spend, a good chunk of change on them, and I never ever push any of the buttons.
So that's one thing that you remember, like on pack 3 or 4 or whatever, pack 2, when you're starting to put the Cobra neck together, those two buttons, they act like buttons.
Oh yeah, but they put springs in them.
Yeah, you have your finger on it right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, does that do anything, or is it just a
Reloaded
empty?
the hell of it.
I think that those actually might be part of the release mechanism of the saucer.
Oh,
Don't know
okay.
yet for sure, because underneath those, you can't see it in the videos unless you actually have it. And Mark can
Yeah,
attest to this, that when you turn it over, when you push those down, there's a
yeah.
little pin that comes out the other side.
Yes, there is. Okay, yes.
But I don't know what it's going to do.
Yeah, I don't. It's
That
baffling.
sounds bad, actually. Does that mean that big heavy ass saucer just snaps on, and then you push those two buttons and little pins pop it off?
Those little
They-
pins will engage with something and pop it out. It's like on your cell phone. Your cell phone, the chip, that little pin is, you can't get that chip out without pushing that little pin. And I think that's what it's going to be, is it's going to be just a little locking mechanism that's released by that. I think the feet that actually those feet are on that side. The feet that Mark was fighting with earlier, I think those are actually part of the part that holds the neck on.
Maybe.
Let's see. Now the fun part. Now to paint. This was fun. I got to just slop paint on these, but now I'm gonna need to wait for them to dry, because those have to be actually painted decently on the sides. Which means I am now going back to the
Why are these not setting flat?
space shuttle. By the way, Mark, Donnie,
Yeah.
you guys have seen this thing basically from the beginning. Here. That's all that's left is these two boxes.
Wow.
That's all the sprue that's left.
That's a good sign, though.
Yeah. But what's the sad part is this is detail parts.
Right?
Are you not?
Hey, hang on for a second, guys.
So, Kaylin, if you have a different camera, you might want to switch it up, switch to it and switch back, or switch it off and switch it back on? Because right now you are blurry. There we go. That's better.
So yeah, this like I am so far behind everybody on this. This is but yeah, it does have a little
Yeah.
little thing that pops out. There's two little nubs that pop out when you push it.
And I think those
And-
nubs are just going to push something that releases a lock.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was bizarre that they would have these spring loaded and have them push button and not do anything.
Well,
So
we're a long ways from the end yet. By the way, did you hear what I'm doing instead of the Enterprise now?
no.
So my Enterprise is on hiatus because
Yeah.
of the Route Master. Well,
Okay.
the Enterprise just got pushed back a little bit further because Fan Home. I think we were talking about it actually. Fan Home.
Maybe we did.
Yeah, the Titanic.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked at it, and unfortunately, Enterprise is pushed back until, well, the Titanic.
The Agora Titanic is by far one of the best museum pieces that I think they're going to come out with.
I mean, the one from Fan Home, Agora Fan Home.
The one from Agora, yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing is the Fan Home Titanic has to wait until I have all the parts for the Route Master.
Yeah.
The Enterprise is now waiting until I have all the parts for the Ghostbuster car, which means it's pushed back until August at least. But I heard a rumor. I saw somebody mentioned on Facebook today that the 66 Batmobile may be coming out in like March.
Really?
If that happens, the Enterprise has just slipped by a couple of years.
Okay, well that's just crazy.
I don't know.
Well, hang on, Mark.
Okay, so is that the gap?
That's the gap.
Okay?
And as you go forward, things will start to pull that gap together.
Okay, because I've got it as tight as I can get it.
Yeah, well, I'll be right back. Let me go grab mine, and I'll show you where I'm at, where it's at.
Man, I'm hurt today. Ugh. Yeah, I need to. So I put the final flat clear on the Bismarck decks yesterday. So I'm assuming with the flat clear, that stuff dries pretty quickly. The Tamiya flat clear. So I'm assuming maybe Monday I can start putting it together.
I would think so.
Okay. Because I know some clears take longer to dry, but I just put it in its dry box and forget it usually, and it sits there for about a week. But I really want to get a Bismarck video out because it's been 5 months.
So yeah, Mark, if you look, that's how far I am on mine.
Right.
And there's my gap.
Oh, okay.
It gets better. And other than, I don't remember what it was that I had to do. I just looked at this and I just realized something. These do absolutely nothing.
See, that's what I thought. It's so weird.
They can't do
All right,
anything.
I'm back, guys.
They can't do anything because there's. Now I am really confused how you're going to lift the saucer off at all. Because my Cobra's neck is almost closed up, and there's nothing that will do anything unless.
And the way you're describing that mechanism works, you push those two buttons and two little pins pop out the bottom. It almost makes it sound like that saucer just snaps on.
Well, see, that's the thing is I just
When you
looked at it.
those,
So
those
that's-
pins come out and push it apart, so it just pops apart. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
And if that's all that's holding it together,
well, see,
man, that's not good.
Donnie, it can't because here's those two parts. The pins are the underneath here, and there's nothing underneath here. Nothing was done special underneath here.
The
Oh, look,
pins
like-
come out from there.
No, they come out at the bottom of here, but they don't do anything unless they're going to do something stupid like make us take the. No, you can't take the Cobra neck back off.
I bet they're gonna make us take it apart like they did on the Bismarck.
I
Did
will.
you?
I will kill somebody. I really will.
I don't know. I'm on the fence right now because so I don't even see where would the saucer connect to the top of that. I don't see it.
These little things that some come out and some do not very easily. I've got one that's being caught by a wire over here. I have actually had to take it apart to try and fix it
Seems
before.
like if those are what hold the saucer on, they should be spring loaded or something.
Yeah, you'd think.
You would think.
I mean, if not, you're gonna have to turn the whole model upside down, let those drop down, and then try to fit the saucer on it upside down.
I'm willing to bet it's going to be something magnetic dealing with these things. But whatever it is, oh boy.
Yeah, but are magnets gonna hold that big heavy saucer on?
You know what it is? I know. I just thought about it. I know what.
You would
they're-
almost need it. You would almost need to like lay the saucer upside down,
Yeah.
hold the engineering hull upside down so that those will fall out, and then have some kind of way to snap it on.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I think I know what they're going to do. The cheesiest thing they could ever do is issue us big fucking vice grips.
There you go.
2 pairs, one on either side of the hot saucer. That is how it's going to go together. Now that I have this thing out, I'm very irritated that this one is not moving.
Yeah, that's kind of with my Ecto One. I keep it in the drawer because anytime I look at the Ecto One, I get pissed off. And that one, I want to finish it, but I keep running into issues with it that are cosmetic issues that I'm like, come on, guys. I mean, we're paying $1,400 for this, and you're sending us crap parts.
What issue?
Excuse me. The paint on the hood was screwed up. They sent me another one, same thing, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna strip it and repaint it myself, or just discontinue it. Because you know what? I can build a really nice 124 scale and be happy with it, and do the mods to that I want.
Well, what you should do is, if they are still available,
Yeah.
Aoshima.
Uh-huh.
They did all 3 movies.
Oh, they did?
Yes, and there's photo etch in them.
Yeah.
If you look on my scale mates, because the models themselves are actually upstairs, and it would take me probably it'd probably take me 20, 30 minutes at least to find all 3 of them.
Yeah.
I have all 3 of the Aoshima kits.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got them too.
I have the Night Rider that I want.
I don't have all 3 of them because I built one and I have 2 more to build.
What about the Knight Rider?
Aoshima makes the Night Rider kit that I'm gonna get.
Is that one? That one has the good detail in it, right? The interior,
Yeah.
they're really nice.
And
interior.
they just they're just now reissuing them too, so you should be able to get them without paying eBay scalper prices.
Oh yeah, I think I had heard that. That's cool.
Yeah, somebody on Discord was talking about it the other day.
Yeah, it's funny because the Eleanor, when I first started the Eleanor, I I was having some issues with it. Was more just I wasn't sure if I liked the car. And then that car actually is the quality of the Eleanor isn't too bad. It's what sucks is that they wouldn't release the license for the motor, and that motor is it needs to be the GT 500 or whatever, like the Shelby or the one that was released by Agora. It needs that engine in it, and so I ended up getting resin parts for it that are beautiful, and I just haven't painted them and cleaned them up yet. And so that one is that's like my only issue with the Eleanor was the engine, and everything else looks really good on it, but that one's kind of on hold at the moment too because I need to get those parts cleaned up and painted. And then I also bought metal disc brakes for it.
Nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful. They look really nice. The only thing I need to figure out is on the brake caliper there, or on the back of it, that disc shield that's on those. If I need to notch out a section or leave that section left in. So some people have cut it out and other people have left it in. So I think from remembering like my Firebird, we had like that whole section was there. It was like a shield plate behind the whole rotor. I can't remember what it's called.
So, Mark,
Yeah.
you want to look at this real quick.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So I was having a problem with this part dropping out. It wasn't dropping out at all.
Right.
I think it is this wire here that goes back to the this light here. This because it takes it under here. I remember it takes it under here, but I don't think it told you to put it under here. I'm going to slide mine under here. If you can see where I'm at.
Yeah.
There's the little foot. There's a gap right here. I'm going to put mine under there because I think this wire is what's causing this foot from not moving.
Right.
So,
My feet are moving just fine.
yeah, but when I put the bottom of the neck on, that's when it stopped working.
Okay.
I think it might be pushing that wire down in the way.
Yep. Which is weird because the wire shouldn't being pushing down in there. It shouldn't be blocking it, but I think it was.
So this is what I'm talking about. On a lot of people were removing this section right here because they said it wouldn't be there. But when I throw the actual, let's see, where are all the parts for it? Because when you put the brake on, I think the only section that should be there is because the actual brake caliper should just be on the rotor, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be touching this part of the backing. So this
Yeah.
part of the backing I should remove, right?
Well, unless that actually turns.
Probably so, but
That
I imagine they just molded it that way for, ease of production.
well, and unless it actually turns, that mold line where basically that mold line where it's at,
Yeah.
that's going to be where your caliper sits. You're never going to see the fact that that's set into the caliper or into the disc.
Correct.
And if you cut that off, I think people who are pulling that off are going to be hating it later on.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking that it's just not going to be right.
Yeah.
And
Well, technically they're right. That shouldn't be there, but you're never going to see it once you put the brake pad on anyway, put the caliper on. You're never
Yeah.
going to see that anyway.
And then I need to try to blue these a little bit, just to get that kind of that blue
Metal
look
look.
to it. Yeah. So I took everything apart. I had already gotten up to that phase and just ended up taking everything apart because I got these metal discs in, and then the Maker's Cave, Steve over at the Maker's Cave, he sent me the LEDs and his little
Oh, that's
mod he
right
made.
out.
Nice.
He made the mod for the fog lights and the turn or the other headlights or whatever. So he sent me those. That was really cool of him to do that. And then I ordered this. So these are the valve covers for the it says Cobra Le Mans on it. And I think these were the ones that were on the Shelby Cobra or the Shelby Mustang, the GT 500 or whatever. And then it says Cobra on the, which is I don't think that's necessarily accurate. But this is a 3-piece resin and it looks really good. It's just going to be interesting to paint it up. But it's nicely molded. It just looks better than this. I mean, this is what comes with the car. And it's way out of proportion. And then these are the valve covers and they're no detail on them. So, but then the rest of the car is beautifully detailed. That's what just baffled me when I got it was everything else is just pristine and beautiful and nicely detailed. And then you get this for the engine.
Well, Kalen, here's, when I do these, my thought on like the engines and stuff like that,
Yeah.
usually it's, am I ever going to actually see it again?
For mine, but for how I planned on displaying it, yeah, you would.
Yeah, and that if that's what you're going to do, then that, do that. But like my DeLorean, I'll tell you right now, there are some of the parts that on the what is it, the engine hood
Uh-huh.
sucked really bad, and some of them are broken. And I never plan on opening that hood again because the engine is it's BS.
Yeah. Well, that was the other thing too that I just couldn't believe that they put in all this other detail too, and then with the grills, these are plastic, and so I actually was talking to Mike Lane Mike Lane from Mike Lane Mods,
Yeah,
and he made metal ones for I think it was for Kit. And I'm like, dude, you need to make the metal grills for the Eleanor, and so he's actually making them now.
Nice.
Yeah, because it just I hate plastic chrome. It drives me nuts, and you could always repaint it and make it better, but for me for this kit, the right thing to do would be to put metal grills in there, but. This definitely looks 1,000 times better than the Ecto 1 grill. Mine is just, there's so much, there's bubbling in all the chrome. There's just lines through it and cracks in the chrome and just all kinds of stuff that really bugged me. And it's it would be a really cool car to build, but if you look at the one that they sell complete, like they sell a 1/8 or scale, I think, that you can buy from a company and it's already pre-built and everything on it is pretty much all metal on the front end, and it's a beautiful looking model, and it's like, why couldn't they kind of mimic that? Because you can buy that same model pre-built and already put together for like $1,400.
Went through all that, and that thing is still doing the same thing. Damn it.
Is it really?
Yes.
Huh.
I mean, I can pry it up. It's probably not the wiring. It's just the part itself probably needed to sand it down.
Yeah.
Where the hell is that part?
Okay, so Kalen, Dan said that you're ahead of him, just received his replacement neck piece, so he's on hold. He was on hold till it arrived. And then Eric, you know, that Eric guy, he popped back in. He came in when we first started, and he went and took a nap. And apparently he's back again. It's like a bad penny. He always pops up.
If it's just the part that needs to be sanded, Buck, why does it work until you put the bottom on?
I don't know. I don't know for sure. I am not going to mess with it. No, I don't want to. I'm good with painting for today.
I have so much painting to do that I want to get a couple of the ammo. Is it the ammo by Meg or the AK paints that that brush really well? Because to me, to me is okay for brushing, but it's not my favorite.
No, to me, it's terrible for brushing.
Well,
Yeah.
based on my experience earlier today with this paint, Testers does pretty good.
Really? Like, I haven't used testers since I was a kid, and they're still owned by the same company, aren't they?
They're out
Or
of
did
business.
they?
They're not making them anymore.
Oh, they're not?
No, Testers and Model Master and all that are history.
Are the,
Oh man,
No, they still make the they
They're
still
still
make the
making-
square jars.
yeah, aren't they still making these little square ones?
Yes.
I didn't think so.
And I
Yeah,
thought,
they're still making the square jars. They just did away with the entire line of Model Master paints,
yeah, I think
which are the ones I liked.
Krylon bought them,
They did,
but
and
Okay.
then subsequently did away with Model Master.
yeah, see,
Yeah, Model Master was so nice too.
Right?
so
But
Kalen,
for brush painting, I like these paints. I like
What
the
is
Reaper paints.
yeah,
I
Kalen,
haven't even heard. Yeah.
I hand painted this today on the stream. This,
Oh, you did.
yes, the yellow parts are hand painted. The spots where it's off, it's because I'm not very good.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
And then like this is that same zinc chromate.
Okay.
Is that the Revell kit?
Yes,
Yeah, that I was debating on getting that one. I can't remember. So years ago, when I think I was about 13 or 14, I built a space shuttle, but it was just the shuttle. It didn't have the boosters and all that, and then the fuel thing. It was just the shuttle, and it had a complete interior. And I remember it was like, it was huge. I think it was about 1.5 feet long, and it was a beautiful model.
I think that would be the 172nd one.
Okay. Yeah, I want to find that one first because I built that as a kid and it was so awesome.
Check on Cult TV, man. It was repopped like 4 months ago.
Okay.
No, this one when it was released initially, you were born in 81, right?
Yeah.
You were 5. Maybe 3. I looked for this kit for 30 years because I didn't get it back then. They reissued it in 2013.
Okay.
And that's when I got mine. You would be hard pressed to find this one under $200 now.
Yeah, I imagine because I think when I was looking at it, it was around probably around that price. And
Yeah. Well, you can find them anywhere from 2 to I think 500.
yeah, but to me, for that scale, and having that setup, I think it's pretty cool. Um, and so the tower that you built, did that come with it?
Yes.
See, to me,
You can
that's
you can
worth
get the one without the tower, but with the boosters and the SRBs for $50.
Uh-huh.
But the one that Buck's got that come with the tower also is crazy expensive.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, it's almost worth it for that price. And that's when I was looking at them. I was like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I'd rather get the big shuttle first and build that one because I did that as a kid, and it turned out when it even for being a 13, 14-year-old, it was uh, probably one of my proudest builds back then. And I wish I still had it to this day, but I don't know what happened to it. It along with the many moves that I made, it disappeared at some point.
There's a guy on YouTube, and I can't think of the name of his channel right offhand, but he built one back about a year ago,
Uh-huh.
the 1/72nd scale shuttle, and he put like medical tape on the side of it to simulate the heat blankets on the side of the shuttle and all that. I mean, when he got through with that thing, it looked amazing.
So I'm on YouTube or not YouTube, on eBay right now. There's a brand new one for $280, still sealed in the plastic. Says was $329. There's one that says pre-owned for $400. And there's one that I looked at it. It looks like it's complete because it actually shows some pictures. It's for $160. I was like, man, I might even think about that because might build this thing again. And then I looked at shipping, and it's $123 in shipping.
Wow.
Look at the shipping on eBay, man. And
Yeah.
Amazon is actually getting almost as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I see shipping, I don't buy it.
Well,
Well, I don't mind paying shipping, but some of those shipping charges are ridiculous.
I think I found it. I think it's the Challenger. No, isn't?
it's Revell launch tower and space shuttle and booster rockets.
No, I'm talking about the one I built. I think
okay.
it might have been a monogram one. No, because that one's
It was probably monogram. Revell has reissued it since then.
okay. Yeah, the 1/72nd scale, I think, is what it was. Because that interior, I remember it also had the arm that I can't remember what NASA called it, but that arm that would
Manipulator arm.
yeah. And it was such a beautiful model back then. Oh, dang. Wow, there's one in 1/44 scale. That's
Okay.
Yeah. Well, and
what? So that's the Revell. What scale is it?
Eric, no blow up shuttle. The Revell one that
I want to get the crawler too. The crawler transport.
yes, that's part of this.
It is. See, that's worth $200.
The crawler?
The whole kit, the whole thing.
Okay, I'm really upset now.
Well,
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, never mind.
Kalen,
Jesus.
I'll tell you right now, with
You-
the fact that I bought it for like $89 in 13, not worth it.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay,
And
now we're happy.
300-pound leprechaun said, think some of the models that sell cheap try to price gouge on shipping to compensate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, shipping has gotten stupid expensive.
It has.
I mean, we sent a 16-pound box. I mean, not a very big box. I think the largest size on it was like 16 inches. Was like 13 by 13 by 16 to my son in Alaska. And that's the only box he's getting from me because that sucker cost $50.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I sent Wayne in the UK. I sent him a package, and it was less than a pound, and it was not a very big package. That was like $45. And then when I sent my Secret Santa out, that less than a pound, and it was a big box though, and that cost me $16. So I was like, really?
did you ship UPS or USPS?
USPS.
I think, as a matter of fact, I know I put it on the community. There is a way to, there's a link on the community to the PayPal where you can ship using your through your PayPal account, charges directly to your PayPal account. USPS is about comparable to USPS. UPS is about half.
Really?
Yes, I sent, when I sent it to my Secret Santa to Canada, I used USPS because it was cheaper. But I'm talking like a 1/350 Bismarck size box. Pretty decent size box, about like that. But I've priced that, and when I send that to Eric, it's gonna cost like 16 to $20,
Yeah.
and that's
Wow.
for like a 6 or 7 pound box.
What kills me is you take a box up there and you ship it, and they say, okay, it's going to be $40. Why so much? It's a small box. Oh, well, we go by weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you take another box up there that's kind of big, but it weighs almost nothing. $40. It doesn't weigh anything. Oh, yeah, but we go by size.
Yeah,
But the other day you said weight.
it's based on which one can cost you the most.
Probably.
I'm sitting here looking. I could have sworn that I had posted that.
Oh, what the hell?
You did post it in Discord. I remember it.
No.
Yeah, but I thought I had posted it on the site.
Oh, I don't know about that. I remember seeing you posted in the Discord
Yeah,
because you were telling somebody about it, and then you posted the link to it. I think you've done it a couple times in Discord.
every chance I get. Anytime I can take money away from the United States Postal Service, I do it.
Yeah.
You don't mean that, Buck.
I do.
No, you don't.
I do too.
Oh, well, that's not good.
I will have to ask Kenny or do a search on it later, and if it's not there, look again or post it again, because if you can save money shipping people or
People.
What?
if you can save money shipping stuff to people.
Oh, now I'm a little concerned. Buck's been shipping people.
Only to Eric.
Shipping people there.
Yes.
Well, that's even worse with Eric's propensity for blowing things up, and you're shipping him people, man.
Let's see. Plus, I'm reading the chat.
Oh yeah, I was just asking. Eric said that he was interested in the AK paints too.
Yep. Well, I'm interested to see how these Revell paints that I just dropped a bundle on are going to work.
To know how they work, because I've been wanting to try those for a while. Ever since I saw Spruce Surgeon using them.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is he's in his comments on the I don't remember who. I think it was you that linked the video. It says
There we go.
they're
There's something
easy
wrong
to
here.
use, and then goes on to say how difficult they are. I'm like, what? So I think he was saying they are not that easy to use, but according to the Revell site, they're supposed to be, or no, it wasn't for Revell site. I think Mega Hobby lists them as airbrush ready.
No,
So-
they're not.
No, I
Yeah,
don't.
they're too thick, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're too thick. I think they're gonna turn out to be a lot like the old Testors paints.
Right.
And when I first, when I was going through and looking at it and when I ordered them all, because I ordered 29 bottles of paint. Yes. Eric, don't buy them through Amazon. The shipping is atrocious. You want to get them through Mega Hobby because, well, I bought enough of them that shipping was free when I bought
Yeah.
29 of them. But, I'm thinking they're about this size, these little bitty bottles that we were getting from Testors.
Yeah.
And then I went and looked, and this is 7.4 milliliters, and this is 7.4 milliliters, and this is still not up to, I think it's 18 milliliters that come in those jars.
Revell ones.
Yeah. The Revell Aqua are like, through Mega Hobby, they're $3.99 for 18
Right,
mil.
but if you look at the size of each one of those containers,
Mhm.
you think it should hold about twice what it actually does.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
because
It's this
the
big
square.
square cube,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then inside the cube is a little small round well that the paint's in.
Right.
Exactly.
But if it think about it. How much comes in there? It's not.
I mean, I agree, it's more than the Testors. But why didn't they just make the round jar instead of making the square cube around the little round well?
To be different.
Makes you look like you're getting more. Makes
Yeah.
you feel better.
I mean, Spruce Surgeon has a whole like drawer thing that he keeps all his Revell paints in. I think he's got like the whole set.
All 188 of them.
He's got a lot.
So this here is a Model Master acrylic. This is the paint inside there is Sci-Fi Model Shop. I should know who that is. Hi, Sci-Fi Model Shop. But this is 14 milliliters, and like I said, there's 4 milliliters more in those tubs. I don't mind the funky shape. And my wife and I talked about it, and if
Right,
those
I'm
things,
just curious why they did that.
because they look different from everybody else. I bet you
Yes.
I bet you it's a sales thing because they're different.
Or it's easier to ship.
Yeah. Well, and it's gonna
So,
think about it. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen one yet, but I'm pretty sure there's a round spot on the bottom so that you can stack them, and they won't fall.
I don't know if there is or not.
Well,
so you know the new Createx that Hobby Lobby is carrying and all that? Is that just for airbrush?
No, you can paint with those, brush paint with those too.
Do they have a lot of pigment in them, or
Most of those depends which ones you get. Some of them are ink based.
yeah.
oh really?
The Createx use solvent instead. Like these, you have to thin because they're enamel. You have to thin them with paint thinner. I think
Yeah.
the Createx is the same way.
No,
It's-
Createx is water based.
Is it?
Is it? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, that's why I like them, because they're water based.
So you know how some people use windshield washer fluid to thin their
Yeah.
paint?
Yeah.
I haven't attempted that just because it scares me a little bit. But is it the actual windshield washer fluid for like you put in your car, or Windex
I use Windex.
to thin it?
Thin?
A little.
And it,
A little.
you-
bit.
Yeah,
oh,
I don't do that because that's a soap.
yeah, that's what I thought. Like,
Yeah, I just
I
use
don't know.
water. I haven't tried. I think I tried Windex once, and it really screwed everything up, so I quit using it.
Yeah, I use water and maybe a couple drops of flow improver.
okay.
The
Yeah,
Vallejo,
Go ahead.
this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I use on whenever I'm painting. I haven't
I need to
added
pick-
it to my mixed paints, but I could, because I usually just added a couple drops into my airbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to
That
pick
helps with brush painting too, because it slows the dry time down enough that
Okay.
the paint self levels before it dries.
Okay. Also, Donnie, can you put that Vallejo flow improver into Tamiya? Because I tried using Mr. Color leveling thinner with Tamiya and it curdled.
Right, because Mr. Color leveling thinner is lacquer.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, the Tamiya paints are acrylic, unless they have a lacquer paint line now. Tamiya does, but
Yeah.
most of Tamiya's paints are acrylic. They're alcohol based, but they're acrylic. So
So
you
can
put
I
lacquer thinner in acrylic, bad things happen.
use that airbrush flow improver by Vallejo in my Tamiya?
Yes, I do it all the time.
Okay, that's good to know because I've been meaning to pick one of those up.
This makes Tamiya paint brush paintable
Really?
because it slows the dry time down. Because Tamiya is alcohol based,
Dries so
it
fast.
starts
Yeah.
drying so fast that you're getting brush strokes in it.
Well, and I have a Vallejo paint retarder, but
That would
I
work
feel like
too.
that it doesn't seem to slow it down enough.
This works good. I've used this in Tamiya.
Yeah, and Eric was saying that Revel Aqua is the newest line, and I don't know. I thought Barbados Rex did a thing on the Aqua, and I can't remember what he said about it.
The Revel Aqua is water based.
That's
I
right.
don't remember what the regular Revel is.
Yeah, I steered away from getting any of the Revel just because I don't want a bunch of different paints. But I don't know.
Well, see,
But now that Buck is trying them, I think I'm just going to let him try them first. And
Yeah.
well, see, and that's the thing too, is that I have I have so many different kinds of paint, which is why I'm trying the Revell, because if I like them, I'm going to slowly get rid of the rest of them because I need to have one set paint. Because it sucks if you go, okay, I need to do this with craft paint, this with this with Humbrol, this with testers, this with model masters. I need to get down to one paint. And
Yeah.
the thing is, as long as you're using all acrylics or all enamels, you won't have any problems. It doesn't matter. The brand doesn't really matter. Tamiya is an exception because they put alcohol in their acrylics for whatever reason. But for the most part, you won't have any problems mixing the paints between brands.
Yeah. Well,
if you want to mix enamel and acrylic, just try to let each layer completely dry before you put a different kind of paint on it.
Yeah, but it's not mixing the paint, the painting over top of each other. It's the painting, thinning it for the airbrush.
Yeah.
And Ron?
The thing is, though, if you buy, say, a jar of Tamiya black,
and
then you have a jar of Tamiya camo green. The ratio for mixing those for your airbrush is going to be different between those two jars, even though they're the same brand.
Did not realize that.
Because you just have to go by the thickness of the paint. You know, you may open up one jar of Tamiya camo green and it's fairly thin and you only have to thin it a little bit to use it in the airbrush. Then when you run out of that, you go buy another jar and it's half again as thick as the last jar you had. So you have to thin it more.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Ron, Sci-Fi Modeler, was talking about craft paints. Craft paints will lay down with an airbrush really well if you take your sweet ass time.
Yep.
Yeah, they will. And if you thin them properly, because I've used some craft paints on some of my stuff, and they work great. As long as you thin them, and like I said, you take your time spraying them. And that's what Boyd's using now. He's almost using all craft paints now. When he used to use that speed sucker stuff that cost like $1 billion an ounce.
Well, I think what Boyd did was Boyd just used all the stock from his scratch and dent business until he ran out.
Right, but he was always real big into using that the speed sucker or sicker or whatever it was. And then Chris Cortell doing all his said, you can do all this. So he started doing what, using Chris's methods. And now that's pretty much all he uses for everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I wanted to use, I really wanted to use the TrekWorks paint. I was excited for that.
Yeah, but I knew as soon as he said that he was going to run into shipping issues with paint, because that's a what is that? I'm thinking here. That's bad stuff.
Hazardous.
That's a whole different ballgame there.
Yeah, and see, that's the true thing is I'm gonna get what I want to do is get out of using a lot of these little ones, the dropper bottles, the Tamiya, the Airfix, all those. I'm gonna use those, and then Ron Sci-Fi Model Shop just said need to funnel out before going into the brush.
Yeah.
I have filters like Boyd uses. I'm not going to use those so much because what I have also is a strainer that is not quite the 0.9 microns. But I
got a nice set of paint. They're like they're like strainers, but they're nice funnels, and they have a really fine mesh. And I use those, and they work out just fine.
Yeah.
I got to clean them when I'm done with them, but they work.
Yeah. Well, and I've got a strainer that I picked up on Amazon that I'm going to try. Oh, there it is. I was looking on Amazon at Createx, and I'm looking at the their what is it? Their high performance reducer. Water-based reducer. So it's a jar of water they send you.
No, I think it's got other stuff in it because I use all their stuff. That's the thing with the Createx. It's kind of like a system that you got to kind of mix and use their mixes with. But
right, and that,
like I said, it's cheap. It looks great. It's
what is it? 4012 thinner.
I'd have to look. I don't remember which one because I've tried a couple of different ones with the ones I've got because I've got the Candy 2.0s and I've got the just an opaque set.
Well, I'm looking at it on the label. It says Auto Air Colors 4012, Wicked Colors W500.
Thin it with?
No, that's their performance reducer. So they have multiple things that you have to use in their paints.
I have some of it here somewhere, but I can't seem to find.
Well, they're changing because they are changing there because they're what they used to have because there was like 5 or 6 different lines they had that pretty much had all the same colors.
Yeah,
it did all the same things. I think one of them though, like the Wicked color at one time was a solvent base because it was built for cars. And then they went back, I think. So now what they're doing is they're kind of combining the lines under Wicked color. So I think they're all just going to be under Wicked color pretty soon. And that's all water-based.
And see, that's the thing is, when I looked into them one originally, a couple of years ago, I was like, I don't want solvent-based.
Yeah, and they're getting away from the solvent-based. And then and they also have, because then they have different reducers, because like if you're going to do like T-shirts with the thing, the reducers will change the consistency of the paint. So it works better on a T-shirt than if it does on a car or on a plastic. So that's one of the reasons they do that too, is it'll change that depending on what you're going to paint with them.
Yeah, and Ron said in the chat, Wicked spray is nice, but it's tricky to get it right. And that's what I'm looking for. Is I'm looking for something that I can put, I can mix it whatever the ratio is and just go.
But see, that's what I do though for my Wicked colors. I bought a bunch of bottles, about this size from Amazon for like $3. And that's what I do. I take all the colors and just mix a bunch up at one time. and I've got those already pre-mixed with what I need, and then I'm good to go with them. And then every once in a while, like I just had to mix up some recently, but then I mix up a whole bottle and I'm good to go again.
I mean, Buck's wanting, a line of paint. He can just like mix everything 2-to-1 or 3-to-1 or whatever the ratio is. I don't know about you, Shu, but to me, it seems like every bottle of paint is a little bit different, even if it's the same brand.
Right.
You need a little more thinner in this bottle, a little less thinner in that bottle, even though they're both the same line of paint.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because unless they come from the same batch, they're going to be different, no matter
Right.
what they do with them.
Well, I'll say it straight up. I want somebody to come mix my paint for me, so I don't have to do nothing.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
That would be nice, but
Because I will be honest, painting is the bane of my existence.
I love painting.
Do you?
That's why I get cheesed off this
I like
time of year. I
painting
can't paint
too.
much.
But I'm a lot better at brush painting than airbrush painting.
I wonder why Mr. Does minis for commission.
I don't know.
I do good with both. I'm getting
Weird.
better with the airbrush since I've been using it a lot. Because at first I was
Yeah, I
really
have
bad
been
with
too.
it, and I'm getting better.
Hey Dirk, welcome. Where you been, man? If you guys don't realize, Dirk just popped in.
Dirk, how's it going?
Yeah, they're dark.
Mission
on, Dirk?
models will spray out of the bottle. That's from Sci-Fi
Nice.
Model Shop. Dirk's doing chores around the house.
Yeah, sure he is.
So my question is, if it sprays out of the bottle, can I then use it with a brush? I want my cake and eat it too.
I don't know. It depends on if it's water based or alcohol based or what.
Well, and I will say, we were talking earlier about the craft paints and Boyd using them almost exclusively.
Right?
That's because Boyd airbrushes everything.
Yes, he
Yeah.
does.
When
Yeah,
you
but
try,
you can craft paints, or you can brush paint craft paints.
usually when I try and brush paint with craft paints, it looks really crappy.
Same thing as to
Well,
me.
is that the paint or the painter?
Yes.
I mean, you can't blame the paint if the painter doesn't know what he's doing.
Same
can
thing as the
too.
Tamiya paints, Buck.
I can't.
I found using craft paints to brush paint, add flow improver.
Yeah, because I think you still have to thin them out a little bit.
You have to thin them a lot.
Plus, I mean, I think also when it comes to craft paints, you have to get the better. I mean, there are some really, really cheap craft paints. I'm trying to not get all my C's together. That are really bad. That's like 10 cents. Like the Apple Barrel and the Folk Art ones. Those are pretty good. But if you get some other ones, they're not going to be good because they are super, super cheap.
So instead of Apple Barrel, it'd be bottom of the Apple Barrel.
No, I think Apple Barrel's pretty good because I use that a lot, quite a bit. And then the Folk Art, because Apple Barrel, they have it at Walmart.
Yeah, Apple Barrel. I actually have a bunch of that from when my wife was doing miniatures, and it's still good. And that was probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah, so it's got to thin it out a bit, and then it's good. But like I said, if you get the really, you get the like 89 cents for 12 bottles, you're probably going to get what you're paying for there.
Right.
So I think you'd have to kind of find a craft paint, because if you look at what Chris Cortell, he pretty much sticks with the Folk Art and the Craft Barrel, but mostly he sticks with Folk Art.
I am about to get upset with myself.
Uh-oh.
It's not that big a deal because I have a couple more shuttle models here and there.
You blew it up.
Do now, Buck.
I'm missing this other thruster. Maybe.
Don't drink that.
That's my shot
Like
for the
Kaylin's,
morning.
Kaylin's mixing a drink there.
Yeah. My morning shot.
Shot of turpentine every morning cleans up what ails you.
Morning shot. It's afternoon now.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
I actually, believe it or not, I woke up at like 11:30 today. I think I'm gonna try to use dark iron on this. Yeah, the Messerschmitt is about a day away from finally being finished.
Nice.
I
Hey,
was
Rose, there's a Messerschmitt on the table. Clean it up.
I now I want to build a 1/72 scale or larger of the Messerschmitt BF-110 because the one that I that's sitting in that I just finished the clear coat on, that 1/44 scale, there's so many in it, like inaccuracies with it, that I just kind of overlooked it because it's a cute little fun, tiny model that'll look good on the desk. But the wings aren't even shaped the right way.
Yeah, that's kind of an omission. They have the zero shaped wings. Okay.
What company made that kit?
Minicraft.
Minicraft?
Yeah, I like the Minicraft, the little 1/44 scale Minicraft kits, but some of them are hit or miss. They like with detail and stuff like that.
Never
wow.
built a Minicraft model.
Spencer
Yeah,
popped in too.
Where'd he come from?
We are all still trying to figure that out. He was baking cookies and he didn't offer any to us.
I know,
Gotcha,
they had
Wayne.
chocolate chip cookies, and
Enjoy this on the stream.
Spence doesn't do that anymore lately. Not sure why.
he's busy baking.
Yeah, but not sharing. Okay, I am positive. Whoops. That part is not in this bin or in this tray. So that means I got to look around the shop because this the problem with building something this big is you have to relocate half the shop every time you stream.
No, just leave it where it's at.
But then I wouldn't be doing the X-Wing or the Titanic or the Enterprise.
Well, see,
You're not
the
doing the
solution to the
Enterprise.
problem is you start building the Enterprise, you leave it there and just keep building the Enterprise. See,
But
problem solved.
I has no parts.
Well, then you need to go get them.
Where?
England,
China.
wherever.
Somebody's got to live close by that place. Just have GB run over and get some.
There you go.
Actually,
Hit up Wayne over at World of Wayne and say, "Hey, man, I need parts."
actually,
he won't.
I think Wayne has been left out in the cold with the parts too.
He has.
He's-
And then
Wade got more parts than you do, though, Buck.
did you
Talk
hear
about
what
the
happened?
guy that's got parts.
Did you hear what happened with his kit?
What happened?
They, unbeknownst to him, they started him over from the beginning.
On the Enterprise?
No, on the kit, the Knight Rider.
Oh.
Oh. Well,
So
So
I
how they did that?
Yeah, he doesn't really know. They just it was. I don't know if it was explained or not. I didn't get to really watch the rest of that live stream, but he's kind of quiet about it though because he doesn't want to make a bad
He doesn't want
impression.
to. Right, he doesn't want to cheese off people that are selling that stuff cheap.
Yeah.
Or free.
I don't know how much of it he actually gets for free. I think he does have to pay for a lot of it.
I wouldn't think he has to pay very much, because why would he restart the Bismarck when he was on like stage 90?
That, yeah. See, I
He
think,
completed the R2D2 and then started another one.
yeah, that's true.
I think I mean, I don't say that I know for sure he's getting comped, but I think he's getting comped quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, he has to be, because he's, he only has 50,000 subscribers, and he is doing it as a business.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like, yeah, and he's been doing it for a while now. He quit his job a while back.
He built the whole shop out back of his house just to do all that stuff in.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that was all
Oh.
donated, actually. The entire shop was donated by viewers like us. Ian Campbell actually managed to build it while he was away for vacation.
Having never built a Bandai kit before, I'm amazed at the detail on this thing, especially for a 144.
Yeah, they're good kits.
Shh! Don't say that, Dan. Donnie's gonna expect me to drive to Kentucky.
Kentucky, Buck, head out now. We'll finish the stream.
No.
I'll buy your gas.
I know. I want the same thing, Dirk. I really do. 3 washboard. Hey, there's 4 of us, Kenny. It's about time you showed up.
This brush is so broken.
Kenny finally figured out how to join the stream and hasn't been back since.
No, he's been busy. Kenny has this thing that none of us have. It's called a life.
Oh, I've heard about those.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, time and everything else. So Kenny, your timing is perfect. It is 3:00, which is when we shut down the YouTube portion of the show.
Well, Kenny said he was gonna stream tonight to make up for slacking yesterday.
Yeah, there is that.
Yeah,
So
doing something with the in-laws or something like that.
Yeah, I know. It's that whole
Yes,
having a life thing again.
Right.
So,
You slackers.
So if you guys want to say anything real quick before I shut down the stream, have at it.
Yeah, you guys are a bunch of slackers by not working. I don't want to hear about it.
No comment.
I've been working.
I have too on the Millennium Falcon.
No, I mean or like a real job.
I have a real job. Just because they let me do it from the same room I'm sitting in right now.
I thought you were off for Christmas vacation.
That starts Thursday.
Oh.
Omar is who stopped working yesterday. Or
Yeah.
I know
No
somebody stopped like a month ahead of time.
yeah, Omar.
No comment.
I think, didn't he? For a couple weeks. Is he a teacher? Because his time off almost matches what teachers get.
Who?
Omar.
No, he works on 3D printers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would explain a lot.
Industrial 3D printers, and I think industrial print printers.
Okay. No wonder he's so knowledgeable about all that.
Dirk says he's 100% working from home starting tomorrow. And apparently we are keeping Kelly in stitches, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
She's laughing at us.
Yeah, that's it,
Well,
Shu.
is she laughing with us or laughing at us?
Oh no, at
There's
us.
a difference.
At us.
Or towards us.
That's it, Shu. I'm working from home until after Christmas. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
He's working from home on building cars. You have Nissan kits, right?
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. During his time off, Donnie's building Nissan kits.
Yes.
We're having
Then he wants to charge the company for working. I was working. I was building Nissans.
parts delivery issues, just like Eagle Moss is.
Yeah, yeah. Dirk just said to be honest, he's not too happy about it. I love working from home. If they
I
let
hated
me,
working from home. I couldn't deal. I'm so glad to be back in the office. I get more stuff done.
what's
I wouldn't-
funny
Well,
is in my office, because we're a finance office for a wing on Scott, everybody says they get more stuff done at home.
Actually got more done at work when everybody went home, and I would be there working after everybody else was gone. I would always get more done in the office back when I managed this. It was a transportation company, and I would always get more done because then I didn't have the employees and customers bugging me all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I get more done at home.
Yeah, but all my customers
trying
and
to
all my
think
people
other
are at home,
employees
so
can be a
they don't
hassle.
bother me.
That's good.
Okay, so out in the YouTube world, have a great day. Have a great evening. Hopefully, Kenny will stream tonight, and that's HobbyLinkInternational.com. Well, what is his YouTube? It is HobbyLink International, I believe. But have
Yes.
a great day. Great. If you work next week, great week at work. If not, have a great vacation. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we will all talk to you later on our various channels.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, thanks for stopping by, and like and subscribe. If you want to go to HobbyLink International, there is a link to the community in my description.
Have a good one, guys.
I just wish